All right, everybody, welcome to One Nation of Sports Soccer Magazine Extra. I am your host, Kirk DeMars, and thank you for joining us tonight on Monday, February 10th. Yes, it is post-Super Bowl Monday, and I know that there's a lot of people depressed out there with the results of the game, but I'm going to, through this program tonight, we are going to lift you up and encourage you that, today's a new day, and there is lots of good stories for you to hear about, and one of them we get to hear about tonight is Macie Statler of the Eugene Lady Eagles, and she's going to share with us about her article in Sports Soccer Magazine and a whole bunch more. Speaking about her article in Sports Soccer, I want to just go ahead and pull that up for you here real quick. Aren't those pictures cool? I mean, that looks really awesome. We'll talk to Macie here in just a little bit about her photo shoot and just being in sports soccer and just some of the different things that she's been able to experience, see, and hear from being in the magazine. Anyway, I just think that those pictures are awesome, and she did a great job. She was very interactive with our team, and we just had an enjoyable time with her. So if you have not been able to get a print copy, you can find those print copies at Downtown Book and Toy in Jefferson City, at Hy-Vee in Jefferson City, at CNR Market in Fulton, and at Cal's Thriftway in California. If you just like digital, go to sportssoccermagazine.com and bring up our digital edition, and you will be able to share that with your friends. Let them be able to read about Macie and just basically to hear her story. She's a neat young lady, and we're looking forward to talking with her tonight. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and bring her on. Hi, Macie. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing really good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Thank you for coming on tonight.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we talked a little bit before we came on the program about the Super Bowl, and just share your thoughts on it. Like I said, there's a lot of people that weren't happy, but go ahead and share your
Yeah,
thoughts.
I think the Chiefs could have played better, but then again, Philadelphia is like a really good team.
Yeah.
But I think that if our defense and offense stepped up more, we could have pulled out a win.
hmm the one thing that we got to look at too is that we have been there 5 out of the last 6 years we've been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And the one time we didn't go, we made it to the AFC Championship game and lost in overtime. So I
Yeah.
I'm good. We've got 3 Super Bowl wins,
Yeah.
and I can remember all the years where we were not even hardly making the playoffs, and we had quarterbacks that I will not mention them by name, but they were not good.
Yeah, I like having a good team. It makes watching football a lot more fun.
Yeah, my wife, she didn't typically watch football, but the last couple of years she really enjoyed watching them play. So it was nice to have her watch the games with me. So all
Yeah.
right, well, let's talk about you and tell us about your article in Sports Soccer Magazine. What did that mean to you, and from the perspective of also being selected by your school to represent them?
I think that it really meant a lot to me because I could finally share my story with someone with other people, and I thought that it was really cool that they turned me from me moving from Joplin to Eugene and how became a mascot into a whole story, which I thought was really cool.
Yes, and we're going to cover quite a few of those things as we do this interview tonight. And we call it One Nation, an SLM Extra. We do that for the fact that we can only get so much into the printed copy. And so this is allowing us a little bit more to dig in a little bit deeper and to hear a little bit more about some of the different details that people would like to hear a little bit more. So
Yeah.
um, one of the things that I want to ask you about is the experience during the photo shoot. We did it in the gymnasium, and from
Yeah.
looking at the photos in the article, um, different than what it looked like when we were actually doing the shoot. I mean, we were actually in a lighted gym, and just thought they were
Yeah.
really really cool how that turned out. Talk about that and just maybe the time that you had with our photographer and assistant editor.
I think that the experience was really cool. They were able to work with me and they gave me all sorts of like new poses and new angles to try. And I loved every second of it. And it was really cool seeing like all the different lightings, and I like how it all came together in the end.
Well, I want to talk about that a little bit because you also shared with me that you like photography. So, talk about that and just from that perspective, what was that experience like?
Yeah, I do really like photography. I travel a lot, so I'm always like taking pictures, all like I'll be in like the weirdest angle and I will find a way to get a really good picture. And I thought about doing it professionally for a few years, but then I started getting more fashion oriented.
Okay, very good. One other thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that those of you that are watching tonight, you can feel free to make any comments or if you have questions, we will try to include all of those into the program. We like to make this interactive. We want to hear from you those nice things that you get to say about Macie and what she means to you or what you appreciate about her. We'd love to see those on here. All
Yeah.
right. See, that's right. She agreed with me, and that's good. We have Macie's agreement, so we're gonna move ahead and make sure you guys comment. All right. Macie, share with us about moving from Joplin to Eugene and beginning as a mascot and then transitioning into cheerleading.
It was definitely a big adjustment coming from Joplin and leaving all of my friends and starting out at a new school. So it was a bit difficult to like first make friends, but the more that I was there, the more friends I made. I think the first friend that I made was one of my now friends, and I was at a junior golf camp for about a week, and I was making friends there. And then like a month and a half later, I started at Eugene, and I meet my cheer coach, and her name's Tina, and she said you should join cheerleading, and I was like, I don't really know if it's my thing though. So she encouraged me to try it, and then I joined, and then around like the end of my seventh grade year, I decided I wanted to be the mascot because they had never had a junior high mascot before, and they had only had a high school one before. I'm also the first girl mascot. So
Okay. Well, talk about that. Everything as far as your responsibilities as a mascot. What was it like being in that uniform? How hot was it? I mean, you tell us the details.
it was very hot. I did end up having to like make like a USB like import because there was a fan in the head of like the eagle. So it would cool me off a little bit, but walking around in it was quite like a chore since the feet were massive and like the bottoms of the eagle feet were like falling off practically. So whenever I'd walk around and like try and greet kids and stuff, it was kind of hard.
Was it awkward walking normally outside of the uniform after you got done being in the mascot uniform?
Yeah, it really was. I had to like adjust my feeding and like I didn't have to walk so like close together.
All right, yep. I'm sure your mom and your family were probably thinking, okay, that's your mascot walk. Get back to
Yeah.
walking normal.
Yeah.
I did. Let's see, a place that I worked for in retail years ago. They had me dress up in one of the mascot uniforms, and they had that fan in there. But you are exactly right. If that fan's not working, it is not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, before I got the fan working, it was I was sweating in there.
Any special tricks that you did as a mascot? Anything that you did that showed people that you had skills?
um I would do cheers in the mascot suit, and then if they played like songs during during half times, I would dance and like I would do the cupid shuffle occasionally.
Okay. Sometimes sometimes I would ask this, but I'm not going to ask this tonight. I'm not going to ask you to show us what that looks like. Just due to the fact that you don't have a lot of room there, I can tell. So you're safe. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. uh, Talk to us about maybe some of the other difficulties that you had as far as seeing out of that. I mean, I know there's like this mesh thing. Talk about your vision.
Yeah. It was definitely really weird since I couldn't see like any detail. I would basically see like blobs and like a few like spots of color. So I could like tell who I was talking to, but I really couldn't see them. And like I couldn't like look like down. So I was only able to look up, and if I wanted to like look to the left or right, I mean I'd have to like physically turn my body.
Yeah, that's kind of awkward too. You're having to turn your body like that just in order to see, right?
Yeah.
All right, so then you transitioned from doing mascot to cheerleading. Tell us about that, and were you excited about that, being able to move into cheer?
Yeah. Yeah, I was really excited since I was getting sick of being the mascot and I wanted to be more involved in stunts. And I like doing crowd cheers. It's really fun. So I felt like I was limited with the mascot, but it was fun.
Hmm.
But I like being a cheerleader now. It's fun.
Now you've done that all 4 years in high school, correct?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Talk about the highlights with that, and some maybe memorable. Have you gone and done competitions, or you just cheer for school?
I just cheer for school. I mean, we did like a competition over the summer. That was
Uh huh.
about it.
Okay. Where did you go for that?
We went to Kansas and we stayed at the Great Wolf Lodge, and there was like a 4-day cheer camp, and at the end of like the last day there would be a competition.
Okay. Did you guys get to enjoy any of the like water stuff at Great Wolf Lodge? Did you get to do that?
Yeah, we had
Okay.
like a whole afternoon just to be at the water park.
All right. That probably made it worth it just getting to go do that, right?
Yeah, that was my motivation after the 18 hours of cheering.
Oh my, yeah. You'd be looking for the hot tub after that.
Yeah.
Talk about being the only senior on that cheerleading squad. What's that like, and how are you able to impact your teammates?
It was definitely an adjustment because over the 4 years there would always be like one or two seniors like on like our team, and now that it's like just me, I feel like I have to like give like more input and be there and like help like lead like the younger chillers since I won't be there next year. So
And with that, are you kind of seeing some people that are going to be able to step up into that role, and how are you helping to encourage them to be the best that they can be as far as a leader?
yeah, I'm definitely seeing a few of the younger classmen like step up a bit. There's one sophomore that's doing really good. She's actually one of the cheerleaders I talked into joining cheer because she's also my friend, and I beat her at rock paper scissors, so I made her join cheerleading. But
Well,
she's a really
that's a way.
good leader.
That's awesome. That is a way, I guess, to get somebody to come out, and
Yeah,
she was willing to do it, so that was good. Uh,
yeah.
Talk about how you were able to share the joy. That, I mean, because you even talked about it in your article, just about being joyful. But how are you able to share that joy and your personality to help motivate other people?
Well, whenever I was like first learning cheers in seventh grade, my friends and I would always have class with the other cheerleaders because they were all in my grade. So like everywhere like we were, we would just like do a cheer. Like we'd be in PE class and we'd like do a cheer, and we would get everyone else to do it with us. So it was like a really cool experience because I like seeing everyone like get involved. So it was really cool.
Let's see, what is that one where they're yelling across? We got spirit, yes we do. We got spirit. How about you? And then you guys are going back. Do you guys do that?
Yeah, we have a few similar ones.
Uh huh. Okay. Uh, you know, I've seen some of those go really well, and I've seen some of them not go so well. Would you say that most of the time you're able to get people to really join in?
Yeah, usually we have a crowd wherever we go, but sometimes if it's like a really far away game, the parents won't really do much.
It's like, come on, parents, you got to step up. You guys are
Yeah.
giving it all you got. They got to step up their game, right?
Yeah, they've gotten better at it. I
Okay.
mean, the parents are standing more than the kids sometimes.
Yeah. The kids. It's a long day. They're not having to work, so it's a long day. They need to sit down, and you know
Yeah.
the parents. They just apparently they don't do anything. They don't.
Yeah.
But they're having to show the kids this is how it's done. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to ask you this: which of your family members is the loudest that you can hear up in the stands
Hmm.
or out on the golf
I
course?
don't know. That's a hard decision. They don't really like cheer. They just kind of like clap.
Okay. All right. That's okay.
Yeah.
My grandmother was so loud that an umpire in baseball kicked her out of my game, and so she wasn't happy about that. But she had to go, otherwise we were going to have to forfeit. I mean, she was like 4 foot. My grandma was like 4'10", and she was a fireball, that's for sure. But my
Was
mom is,
loud.
yeah, my mom's a loud one. My two sisters are loud ones. My daughter can get that way. My granddaughter's that way. So it must just run in the family, I guess.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and tell us about your parents and how they've been instrumental in developing your character, and what do you appreciate about them?
My mom and dad have definitely supported me like through like all of my years of sports since they really encouraged me to join golf actually since I had done it in previous years, but they really motivated me to like stick with it, and they're always like there for me, and even whenever I like whenever I don't want to like cheer or it's been a long week, they're always there to like help like push me through it. And I actually have a long cheer week this week, and they're already motivating me to like get through it.
That's good. Sometimes we just need a little help to keep moving forward and press through it, and we'll get to the other side. So that's good. What would you say are some characteristics that you're more like your mom, and then characteristics you're more like your dad?
I'm definitely like my mom since I don't procrastinate and my dad procrastinates a lot. I like to get things done, and I don't know, I can't stand like having like late assignments. I like having everything finished. And but I do I can relate to my dad a lot because me and I both like the same things, and he's like the brother version.
Uh huh. Now he's over there to the side, hearing what you're saying, isn't
Yeah, he's laughing at me over there.
he? Oh, that's great. Uh, Now talk about your siblings and how have they impacted you.
Yeah, my sister Caroline, she lives in Iowa. She's a genetic counselor, and last weekend she drove all the way from Iowa to come watch me cheer, which I thought was really sweet because I never get to see her. So that was really fun.
Oh, good. Where does she live in Iowa?
Des Moines.
Des Moines. Okay. So
Yeah.
my daughter and son-in-law that you met, they're out in Colorado right now, 15 and a half hours away from us.
Hmm.
But we are going out to help move them to Iowa. So they're moving to
Oh.
Lamoni, I think, or Lamoni, something like that. And
Hmm.
that's not real far from Des Moines. So,
Oh,
um,
that's cool. I like
yeah,
Iowa.
yeah, they're going to be. What did I said 4 hours, but my wife's got it down to the minutes, like 3 hours 50 minutes. So it's a lot closer than 15 and a half. So it'll be good.
Yeah, that is a lot closer.
Yeah, especially when you got grandkids. We got grandkids that we
Yeah.
need to see more often. So it's good. Uh, what kind of things do you like to do outside of cheer, outside of golf? What are some of the other hobbies and things that you like to do, extracurricular activities?
I like to cook and do art, and whenever I get the opportunity, I do like to go trout fishing. That's one of my favorite things.
Very good. What is there a particular place that you'd like to go trout fishing?
There's a fish farm down in Springfield. My brother and I, and along with my dad, we would go down there, and it would always be a competition to see who'd get the most fish. I'd
Uh huh.
usually get the most fish.
Okay. So who gets the biggest fish?
Ooh, probably me or my brother.
Okay. Very good. My father-in-law, he passed away earlier this year, but he would always catch like really big fish. He had like a 13-pound bass up on the wall that they mounted, and
Ooh,
he caught a 7-pound, 6-ounce brown trout, which was ridiculously big too.
yeah,
And
that's
you know,
huge.
yeah, I just like just one time. I just want to hook onto one of those one time, bring it in, and just say that I did.
Yeah.
That would be fun. All right.
Mhm.
You've done an outstanding job so far. Oh, before we move on to the break, why don't you go ahead and talk? Are you part of like FCLA, different clubs or anything?
Yeah, I'm a part of Eldon's FCCLA, and I joined in the fall, and it's really cool. I originally joined because they had like a fashion sketch competition, and that was a really cool experience. I got to like present in front of people, and I got to like show my design, and I ended up getting top 5, and I placed third overall.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. Well, we're going to get into fashion design a little bit later in the interview, but for right now, we're going to go ahead and take a quick sponsor break, and we'll be back. You're doing a great
Okay.
job. And again, I want to just encourage anybody that wants to make any comments, feel free to do that. Any questions, feel free to put those in the comment section, and we will get them on here. We'll be right back for our second half with Macie Statler in just a few moments.
Yeah.
CNS Business Services has been connecting employees with employers since 1977. Recently, CNS rebranded to CNS Employment Solutions to more clearly define their mission of serving the needs of applicants, employees, and businesses while remaining current and evolving with the changes in the workforce. One important thing has not changed. CNS Employment Solutions partners with a wide variety of employers, placing employees in jobs that match their skills and needs.
Say yes to CNS.
All right, CNS Employment Solutions, we have absolutely appreciated everything that they've done for Sports Locker Magazine as well as this program, being able to put this on. They're our main sponsor for this, and if you know somebody that needs a job, or if you know an employer that needs to find an employee to fill a job position, make sure that you reach out to Paula Benning and her team at CNS Employment Solutions, and they will help make sure that you get people in the right spots and fill those positions as well. Also, we've got another sponsor that we want to talk about for the magazine, and that is Big Whiskey's. They sponsor our Coach of the Issue as well as part of this program, and every issue we feature one of our Mid-Missouri coaches, and Coach Kaylin Collins of Capital City High School. She's actually the cheerleading coach there, and we just really want to always give a shout out to our coaches because they do such an outstanding job with taking care of our student athletes, mentoring them, helping to motivate them to be the best that they can be. And we know that they spend a lot of time from their families, spend a lot of extra time pouring into our student athletes. So we just want to thank Big Whiskies for doing a shout out for them. We have a nice comment from Macie's mom, Jennifer, and it says, "We are super proud of Macie and all that she has accomplished." And I can definitely see why you guys are proud of her. She's an outstanding young lady. You all have done a great job. So we're going to find out how great a job that they've done here a little bit later, because I've got a specific question I want to ask that we're gonna find out the real scoop of what takes place behind closed doors. So we'll get to that a little bit later. But for right now, let's go ahead and get back to our interview with Macie. All right, you didn't hang up on me. That's great. Or your dad
Yeah.
didn't come take you off after that comment.
I know. He's probably still laughing over there.
Uh, we were talking about the coach of the issue, and that kind of transitions into this part. Why don't you go ahead and talk about all your coaches and how they've helped you develop in golf and in cheer, and what do you appreciate about them?
So this past year, we got a new coach. She's actually our school secretary. Her name is Katie, and she is like the best coach ever. She's helped me like be more active, like in cheerleading, in and out of school, and I know there she's like given me so many opportunities that I didn't think I'd be able to do my senior year. And my coach, Mr. Hyder, my golf coach, he is an amazing golf coach, and he's one of my favorite teachers ever. And he really helped me stick with golf. He'd always give me pointers, always be there to help. Like if I was having like an off like golf day, I'd always go to him and he'd help me fix my swing. And he's overall just a really good person. Like I can laugh with him or I can like go to him if I need something. And I always visit him in his class. Even if he doesn't want me in there, I'm usually in there.
Well, that's good. That means that he's got your respect and has your attention. And um, I know one thing, that when we did your photo shoot, your coach was there for cheer, and one of the things that I could tell, and I'm going to ask you this question: what do you appreciate about the time and effort that they put in? But also, what do you appreciate about how they challenge you and making you to be better? And then I'll follow up with another question. Go ahead.
Yeah. I really appreciate like everything that they've done for me. I know that in previous years I didn't like do much in cheerleading since my last coach. She wasn't as and yeah, I like having more opportunities. It's really cool. And my last coach, she was amazing. And it's like still an adjustment, but I like Katie. And yeah.
Yeah. So Katie she was in there, and you could tell that she was working hard with you to get the best possible shots. I mean, she was working hard with you and with Katie,
Yeah.
our photographer, and getting some really good shots. And I think it showed in your photography. Which, by the way, I don't know if you've done this yet or not, but you can reach out to Katie, our photographer, and she will give you the rest of your photos for free of charge. Just
Okay.
reach out to her, and she'll send those over just as a thank you and appreciation for you and being in the magazine and stuff. So, just something that she likes to do.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Now, let's talk about your senior season in golf and how did that go and what were some of the highlights?
My senior season of golf went really well. I got all state conference for golf. I placed in the first like grade 8 golf tournament that we held at Redfield Golf Course. I got 10th place, 10th or ninth place, I believe. And that was really cool. That was my first golf medal. And then I also got a patch for my Letterman jacket, which was really cool. And I was doing my senior year of golf was really cool because I was able to place a lot more in matches than I have in previous years. So that was really cool. And I liked like golfing with my friends, like in and out of practice. That was really cool.
You so what was your best all time score on 18?
Probably whenever I shot a 99.
Okay. And let's see, Redfield would have been your home golf course for Eugene,
Yeah.
correct? Okay. What was your favorite
Yeah, it
hole
is.
out? What was your favorite hole out there? The one you always did good on?
Hmm. Probably, I think hole 3. Yeah, hole 3 was my best hole.
Okay. And what was the distance on that? Was it par 3, 4, or 5?
It was a par 4, I believe.
All right. Um, have you ever gotten close to hitting a hole in one?
I've come close before. There were like I've come several like I would always like be so close to chipping it in.
That's good. That's good. I've come really close on hole-in-ones before, but it was on the other fairway.
Oh.
I had a horrible slice when I first started. A baseball swing is what I would call it, but um, you have to overcorrect yourself. I don't know. I had fun going out there, but I wasn't too whoopee about it. So what got you started in golf, and why did you enjoy that sport so much?
Whenever I was in third or fourth grade, I first I first started playing golf. There was like a junior golf league that one of Joplin's golf courses had, and I would do that in the summer. We'd play like 9 holes, and just got me more practice. And I didn't even know that Eugene had a golf team. So whenever I joined my freshman year, I thought that was really cool. We didn't have very many people, had like 5 people maybe. So
Uh-huh. Now, has that grown over your years? Just through your
yeah,
personality that you have, helping encouraging people out. I mean, because you recruited one of your friends for cheerleading, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We had 12 this year, so that
Oh,
was
very
really
good.
cool.
Very
Yeah.
good. You mentioned about Joplin a couple of times. Why don't you talk about moving from there, and you had established friendships there. What was it like for you moving from a bigger town like Joplin to Eugene and trying to establish new friendships and basically a new beginning? What was that like?
It was definitely a big adjustment since Joplin is like much bigger and Eugene is so small. And it's weird going from like a big school to a small school. Like if I had stayed in Joplin, my graduating class would have been huge. And now that I'm at Eugene, my graduating class is like less than 40. So it's like super tiny.
Now, did you guys, when you lived in Joplin, was that around the time that they had that big tornado, or was that
Yeah.
okay? Okay, that was pretty
Yeah.
devastating.
Yeah, that tornado was bad. We lived on the outskirts, so we didn't
Uh-huh.
like get hit as hard. But my grandpa, he had like golf ball sized hail in his backyard.
Mm-hmm. And do you remember what the size of that tornado was?
Yeah, it was like I forgot, but it was like on bigger on the scale, and it was
Mm-hmm.
like and the storm chasers like tried like warning people and like about the tornado.
Yeah, yeah. When I was in, let's see, what grade was I in? Second or third grade? Second grade. We had a tornado come through our town in northern Kansas, and we were living in a really small town at that time. But it was an F3, and it had traveled. They said it traveled on the ground 100 miles before it hit us. I mean, so it was.
Wow.
But it's talking about going across the prairie and different things like that. But it's yeah, I could hear it going over our that my grandparents, they had a basement, so we went over there and we could hear it going over. It sounded like a train. So I mean, it was quite an experience. A
Ooh.
lot of devastation in that little town.
Yeah.
We thought that the school was hit across the street from us, and we thought, okay, no school. They made us go across the street to the library, so that didn't matter. It was
Oh.
more cramped and hot. So
Yeah,
all
my
right.
mom actually told me that it was a 5. It was
Yeah,
level 5, I guess.
thought it was a very big one. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, we got a comment here from Christina Bush, and she said, "Great job, Macie." So,
Oh, that's my friend's mom.
yeah. Hey, you get whatever wherever you can get them from, right? Thank you, Christina.
Yeah, you probably know Isaac Bush.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm glad she's on here and made that comment. So obviously she thinks a lot about you. Um, how do you lead as a senior in the classroom and within the high school? I mean, it's different outside of sports and cheer. How are you able to be a leader among your classmates?
I'm definitely, since I don't have very many classes at like Eugene since I go to Eldon for my first like 3 classes of the day. So whenever I get back, I'm usually like the only like one of the only older kids in my later classes. Like in my 6th hour, I'm the only senior in there, and so whenever all like the lower classmen are acting like immature, I'll just be there. And Miss Limbach, my teacher, she yeah, Miss Limbach, my teacher, she says she always like makes jokes, which is really funny.
Uh, well, it's good that you're there setting the example, and you're still having fun and being joyful, and I'm sure you're not coming down on them too hard for being too immature. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
you wouldn't, your dad's over there. You wouldn't want
I know.
to. I can tell you guys have a lot of fun. That's awesome.
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah.
what have you What have you enjoyed about attending Eugene High School, and what would you like to say about your teachers and the administration?
I really like how much of like a community we are. Like we're always getting along with each other. We'll like always want to like talk to each other and like fill everyone in on everything. And I like how like even like the smallest things can like bring us together. Especially with my grade over the years, we've gotten a lot closer now that we're a lot older, and it's really nice.
Yeah, you're also getting ready and planning. Obviously through the academics the classes you're taking now, but you're getting prepared for attending Stevens College, and you're wanting
Yeah.
to go into fashion design. Why don't you talk a little bit about that and how you're getting prepared and what you're looking forward to and why you chose fashion design?
Okay. So I'm basically like preparing. Like I filled out all my financial aid and stuff, but then I'm also like getting like an idea of like what my schedule would look like, how I could like plan out my day, and like how I can like work on my fashion sketches like while I'm in class, like so I can like use them later on while I'm at college, which is really cool.
So the I know this is what everybody's going to want to know. Wanting to go into fashion design, what is it like with you and the fashion that you wear at school? How are
I
you setting the
definitely
trend?
Yeah, I like to experiment with stuff, so I could go from looking like I'm from the 90s to like looking like I'm from like the early like 2000s or like sometimes 80s. Like I wear like lots of funky things, but I like also like the classy aspects, and I like vintage style also.
Uh
So
huh.
I like a little bit of everything.
Okay. Uh, so I'm glad you mentioned the 80s. I'm glad you did that because that's when I went to high school. So does it make me feel so old now? If you would have not mentioned that, I would have thought, oh man, we're outside. We're outside. We're way out there.
Yeah.
So what are some of the what would you say some of the oh edgy or oh what are some of the more edgy fashions or um, not I'm not trying to say freaky. What is the word that you used just a minute ago? You used a different word there.
um, Funky.
Yes, thank you. So what are those? What's that look like when you're dressing that way?
Okay, so I'm a big connoisseur of Converse. I have like a flat pair, two platform pairs, and then I have a knee-high pair. And
Okay.
my knee-high pair I do love, and I will wear those. And I actually get quite a few compliments on those, even though they look a little weird, but I love them.
All right, so you like Converse, and I had a pair you probably would have liked. They were what were they? Orange on the outside, and on the
Hmm.
inside they were yellow. And then you folded it over. It was like a flap that came over the top. So
Ooh,
it pretty
I
much
like
didn't,
those.
but it didn't go with anything. I just wore them for messing around playing basketball outside. So I just wanted to look different.
Yeah, I've had lots of fun Converse colors. Like I've had an orange pair. I had a Bugs Bunny pair, which
Okay.
is really cool.
Yeah. That would have been cool. Would have been neat to see those. My granddaughter would absolutely love all of that because she likes Converse too.
Yeah.
So we'll finish up with this one here, and then we're going to do a quick little speed round, ask some fun questions. But what are you looking forward to the most as you close out your senior year at Eugene?
I'm looking forward to being in the Columbia area. I really like that area, and it's gonna be really cool, like getting out and like meeting more people and like leaving like the small town area. Since I love the city, so I like, so it's like it's gonna be really cool to be in the Columbia area. And my brother, he's up there right now, so I'll have to visit him occasionally.
Yeah, you might want to visit your brother when you're up there because, that I'll just say it. It would be rude if you didn't give a shout out to your brother.
Yeah.
But he also needs to give a shout out to you, right?
Yeah.
He needs to set the example. All right, we
I
got a
know.
comment. We got a comment here from Stephanie Prather, and it says, "Way to go, Macie! Super proud of you." All right, thank you, Stephanie. We appreciate that. The nice thing is you get to go back and you get to look at these comments that nice comments people are saying. You can pull it up
Yeah.
anytime. When you're up in Columbia, maybe your brother's not visiting you and you just need a little bit of encouragement. You'll just pull this up and
Yeah.
be able to do that. Okay, speed round time. We're gonna go ahead and ask some fun questions, and we'll
Okay.
start with this. You're a cook. I mean, that's what you told me.
Yeah.
But I do want to know, what is your favorite go-to snack or meal, say after you're done with golf or cheerleading? What's your favorite?
I really like ramen, so I've been making a lot of homemade ramen recently. It's very
Homemade
good.
ramen. Okay, very good. Do you use chopsticks?
I do not. I haven't been able to figure them out, so I use a fork.
You know why? Because we live in America. Let's use forks. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
As I don't want to have to work too hard. Let's just eat our food. Let's eat our
Yeah.
food.
Usually whenever I like get chopsticks, I'll be like eating my sushi and I'll just like stab it with the chopstick and I'll just eat it.
Uh-huh. What kind of sushi do you like, and what do you like putting on it?
I like the spicy tuna sushi with eel sauce on it. It's very good.
Okay. Do you like wasabi?
I do occasionally, but I have to have like it in like little bits.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that'll wake you up, won't it?
Yeah.
Good. All right, what's your favorite ice cream and place to get ice cream from?
Ooh. I love chocolate chip cookie dough, and there is a little ice cream place near me. It's actually like an old gas station that they turned into an ice cream place, and it's called Ice Cream for Ice Cream. It's really good.
Okay, cookie dough. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. If there is any place in the world that you could go, where would that be and why?
Probably. I think probably London. I want to go there.
And
I
what-
like Harry Potter and stuff, so.
Okay. Okay. Just to tell you, I mean, you may already know this, but he doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Just in case you're going there looking for him. Now, you might have some people dressed up like him, but they're
Yeah.
not the real deal. Okay. What, as far as fashion, we talked a little bit about this, how it would be kind of fun for you to go to New York. Again, what really kind of drew you into wanting to go into fashion design?
I watched a lot of Disney Channel growing up, so their outfits on there really spoke to me, and I watched a few other things. That's where I got like all of my inspo and stuff. And I'll still go on like Disney Channel and like look at outfits. So that's what I grew up with.
Okay, very good. Let's see. What is your least favorite chore to do around the house, and why?
Probably the dishes.
Okay.
Since I don't know, it's just it's not my favorite thing to do. I mean, I'll clean the dishes, but I won't do it like positively.
You're not sharing the joy when you're doing the dishes, huh?
Nope.
Okay. So this is always a follow-up question I have to ask with that. So do you use a dishwasher?
We do.
Okay, so you're probably not going to want to apply at a restaurant or something like that part-time to do dishes. I'm just guessing.
Yeah. I don't really want to work in the food business anyway.
Yeah, from somebody that had done that, you're a good idea. So there are people that do that and they do an outstanding job, but I spent
Yeah.
quite a few years in it and I'm thankful to be out. So, all right, one last question I want to ask is, if you were to compare yourself with a favorite Disney princess, which one would that be and why?
I think probably Tiana. She's like she's my favorite Disney princess. She likes to cook, she works hard, and she and I both love New Orleans. So
Okay, very good. Well, you've done an outstanding job. Thank you for being on here. I'm going to have you hold on after I close out the program, but I do want to give you one more opportunity. If there's anything that you want to share, or shout out, or anything like that, feel free to go ahead and do that now.
yeah, thank you so much for having me on here. This has been such a wonderful experience.
Yeah. Well, we are truly honored to have been able to come out and meet you and to put your article in Sports Locker, and then I've had a lot of fun just having you on here tonight. So you've done an outstanding job, and we're looking forward to what lies ahead for you in the future.
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, thank you. I'm going to have you hold on afterwards. I'll visit with you real quick, but I'll go ahead and close out the program, and we'll see you shortly.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight on One Nation of Sports Locker Magazine Extra. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars, and we had Macie Statler of the Eugene Lady Eagles on the program tonight. We got to hear about Macie and how she has been an outstanding golfer, just a great example among students at Eugene High School. In cheerleading, as you could tell, she has a lot of joy and just a great personality, and what a neat young lady, and we're really thankful to have been able to have her in Sports Locker Magazine. And again, if you haven't had a chance, go to sportslockermagazine.com, check out our article there in the digital edition, and you'll be able to read about that and find out a little bit more. All right, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Make sure you share this with your friends so that they can see Macie's interview. And as always, we appreciate you being on here. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars. God bless you, and we will see you next week.